Quantumania, Eternals, The Marvels, Thor: Love and Thunder, The Incredible Hulk, The Dark World, Iron Man 2? Let me see something. Okay, of course, Endgame. Black Panther? Yeah, what? People liked that one? People liked that one? The first one was better than that. No. Okay. Okay, hold on. So you're telling me that Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is better than Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then you're also telling me that Endgame isn't better than Black Panther. No wonder people have such conflicting feelings about Marvel and the movies they produce. No wonder every single Marvel movie that comes out now gets an automatic, because nobody can agree on what's good and what direction they're trying to go on. So why is it that Quantumania gets a bad rap for being one of the worst ones when it was pretty much rushed out the door to try to fit an arc in that didn't really need to be rushed? And then Black Panther, who's have you seen the end fight in Black Panther? The movie is good. I wouldn't rate it number one. The movie is good because they have like a great story, but then you get to the fight at the end and the CGI isn't even finished, and everybody, the same problems people have with Quantumania are the same problems people have with the first Black Panther, where everything looks rubber and unfinished and not good. So you're telling me the same things that make a Marvel movie great also make a Marvel movie bad? Why is it that everything has to be so bad all the time, but they can't realize that sometimes a movie isn't meant for you? A movie isn't meant for you just because it's a Marvel movie, just because it's a superhero movie, which everybody likes to throw such shade at. It's a superhero movie, so it's not going to be good. But when in fact, I don't like the Captain America movies because they're made more like a noir spy thriller. I don't like those kind of movies. I don't like Captain America movies. They're Marvel movies, but they're still rated highly for some reason. People love them for some reason. But then you end up getting stuff like Secret Wars, which was trash. The only good Captain America movie was Civil War because it didn't focus on Captain America. It focused on everybody else. See, that's the thing that bothers me the most. Nobody knows what they want out of anything anymore. And it's starting to really show through just the film of just from Marvel. Like, look, nobody can agree on what makes a good Marvel movie. If I could list my top 3, it would be Iron Man 1, Endgame, and Ant-Man. And no one's going to agree with me on Ant-Man, but I like Paul Rudd movies. I like Paul Rudd in that movie. He was a good actor in Ant-Man, and he made Ant-Man fun. I enjoyed it almost more than I liked Iron Man. But the only reason I like Iron Man more is because in 2007, I was watching Iron Man Adventures on TV, and it made me get really into Iron Man. But the thing about it is, I like Quantumanium. Yeah, everything was rushed and rubbery, but the set design was amazing. The characters, the unique characters that they couldn't just copy and paste from every other Marvel movie, were all unique and nice to look at, and you kind of got lost in the world, which is like, I'm not asking for Endgame Volume 5. I'm not asking for that out of an Ant-Man movie. But apparently, since Endgame, that's all anybody wants. They want Endgame number 2 and Endgame number 3 and Endgame number 4, and that's not how any of this works. They're not going to be, knocked out of the park every single movie. And that's kind of how it is. And at the same time, you got DC, who's just never really gotten a hang of it. They barely got Aquaman right, and that one was so hard to watch. Everything was just like, if there's one thing any superhero movie could fix for me, when I'm in the movie theater with my wife, right? She'll be sitting through a 2.5 hour Marvel movie with me, and she'll say, "Oh, I thought this was the end of it." And I would just turn to her and I say, "Did you see the big CGI monster?" And it's not done. And now that's all she looks for. Once the CGI monster comes on the screen, she'll be like, "Finally, it's almost done." But not all superhero movies need to end in a big CGI fight with a big CGI monster on a big blue screen. It kind of feels like the industry, how do I put this? It feels like the industry kind of nepotized itself into thinking, we made one good thing. Let's make that into a stamp and just boom, on the next one, boom, the next one, boom, the next one, boom, the next one, boom, the next one. And people will still buy it. Even though it's just degrading over time and terrible. This is what people will buy, and this is what people come to expect from us. But that's not really how things work. Once they kind of captured lightning in a bottle with Iron Man, they kind of let it go. Because Iron Man wasn't the first movie that came from Marvel. I mean, there's a ton of movies that came before it that were not good. And I don't know what changed in that view frame of, oh, it's a Marvel movie, it's going to be good. We got to expect like the best of the best. I don't know what changed, but it kind of feels like we reverted back to the wave of, we don't have a Robert Downey Jr. anymore. We're kind of back to our Nicolas Cages. We have to watch a few of those before we can get back to, Thanos again, before we get back to Galactus, before we get back to, we have to watch a few of those before we get back to the big orchestral end of it all. And part of me just really hopes that with how things are going, I hope they see it sooner rather than later, because as of filming this, Echo just came out. Echo was I don't know. I don't know how they made that movie. I don't know how they made Echo that boring and that repetitive, that it was just like you watch episode 1, 2, and 3 and you expect it's going to go somewhere, and then it feels like they cut out like 2 or 3 episodes and things jump so far ahead, and now all of a sudden, I'm not trying to spoil it for anybody, but it's like you're trying to connect with this. Echo was better in Hawkeye. I hated Hawkeye. Echo was better in Hawkeye and more intelligent and better at combat in Hawkeye than they were in their own show. And it felt like it was 2 different people. And it felt like I couldn't pinpoint when exactly the show was, because it was just like so disorienting to watch. The same thing with the Marvels. That was so disorienting to watch. Like, where was I? What was happening? And why is this a movie? Why? What happened? If I walk away from a movie and I go, huh, what was the bad guy's name? What happened? What did they do? I don't think that's a good movie. If I can walk away from a movie understanding like, oh, this has ramifications. This is what's going on. This is crazy. And it keeps me thinking, that's a good movie. Seeing Iron Man 2 so low makes me upset, because it's like that was the next step. They're trying to show that he's evolving. All I'm trying to say is, with the new direction things are going, I really hope Disney lets go of their grips a little bit more on Marvel, and lets Marvel lean more into comic book and out of fairy tale. Because right now it's in fairy tale, and it needs to be over here in comic book again. If you know what I'm saying. See ya.